Hey everyone, Make Mine Marvel here with a companion piece review of Sideshow's J. Scott Campbell comiquette line. These are all 1/5 scale, fully sculpted statues. This is a line that I've been waiting a while to review because Mary Jane, Spider-Man, and Gwen all came out rather close together about a year ago, and then the long wait until Black Cat. But I didn't want to review the pieces until I had all four of them so I could review them together and do a nice companion piece review for you. And I want to get you a shot to begin with of all of them set up so you can see the height differences and everything and how well they look together. And then like always, we'll go into an individual review of all of them. Go on the side here, kind of a back shot. Alright, so I'm going to review these in order of how they were released. So first will be Mary Jane, then Spider-Man, then Gwen, and finally Black Cat. Alright, be right back with Mary Jane set up. Okay, so the Mary Jane comiquette. This statue is only a regular edition. There was no exclusive for this, and this is the highest in the edition size out of the line, with 6,000 total pieces. They started off really well, and the line continued the same trends throughout, as far as paint and sculpt goes. There we go. So you can see how the paint and sculpt is for the Mary Jane. They did a great job with it. It accurately portrays Campbell's artwork. Paint on these is not perfect, but it's not bad. Some people complained about the eyeliner being a little gloppy there. I think it looks good, actually. And they did a good job with the freckles and the face, the lipstick. No real googly eyes. They got her looking right over her shoulder. The way they did her red hair is they gave it a nice orange hue, yellow hue to the top as the sun or the lights reflecting down on it, and then as her hair went down further, they darkened it up, shaded, gave that traditional Mary Jane red color. She has Peter Parker's Spider-Man's jersey, top of his uniform draped over her shoulders, pulling the sleeves over her, kind of giving herself a hug with his uniform. And they did a good job to portray it that way. I like the way they made the sculpt look like she's pulling the jersey tight, and then down at the bottom, where it's a little bit looser, they gave that wrinkled effect. They also did a real nice job sculpting the pants and the jeans, made it look like it was actually torn up. Now this, so some of these statues in this line are directly off of comic book covers that Campbell did. Some have an interpretation of a comic book cover they did, or Campbell did, and some are just done off of Campbell's artwork. And I'll get more into that when at the end of the video, where I show you what comic books I have these displayed with, and where my display is, so you can see how what's portrayed by it. This one here in particular, this Mary Jane, is not based directly off of a comic book cover. It has similarities to one, and I'll show you which one that is. It's an Amazing Spider-Man issue. This also is, I like the way they did the statue. So they incorporated the ottoman that she's sitting on as the base of the statue. Now, something to note here, you might want to be careful moving this around, because picking this up, putting it down, there's no felt pads or anything underneath the little legs of the ottoman. They sit directly on your shelf, or so if you pick it up and put it down without being careful, you may damage the statue. But I haven't heard anybody complain about any of those legs on the ottoman being broken. The magazine cover pieces are stickers that they put on the newspaper. They're decals. That's really the only decals on it. The rest is all painted well. And you can see the rest of Mary Jane. Alright, in interest of keeping this whole review thing not too long, we'll move on to the next piece, and that is the Spider-Man comiquette. Alright, Spider-Man here. He came in an exclusive, a regular edition, and then later a variant edition was released. This is the exclusive, and it has an edition size of 1750, and that masked, or the half-masked portrait is the exclusive edition. The regular edition comes with a fully masked portrait. And then the variant edition is Spider-Man in his classic costume with the red and black and a different decal on the base, and the base is painted up in darker colors. But the hands are the same, the body positioning is the same, the base sculpt overall is the same. It's just a little bit different with the paint and stuff. Out of all three of those Spider-Man comiquettes, this is my favorite. I prefer this just because this is the only Spider-Man statue I know that has Spider-Man's a portrait of Spider-Man with half his mask pulled up, and they did a real nice job of showing half his face and the mask wrinkled up around it and pulled up around the back of his head. The seam is hidden really well, almost perfectly where his neck meets his costume. You can barely see it. So they did a real nice job with that. Again, paint, sculpt, all that kind of stuff, all real good. No major flaws or any real issues. Stays traditional with the Campbell artwork with the really long fingers for Spider-Man and his overall really slender look, big head look, and all that kind of stuff. Did a nice job, real nice job with it. Spider-Man is attached by magnets in his feet, magnets and pegs in his feet to the wall, and they did a real nice job of getting him to sit real flush up against the wall. And you can see, like the original Spider-Man comiquette, how they, kind of did the brick in between the wall and stuff, and did a nice job with that. I like the wall he's standing on. It's a cool little graffiti picture of Spider-Man. It's a nice touch. And then it kind of looks like, I really don't know what the bottom of the base is supposed to be. I don't know if it's supposed to be, the bottom of a building, or this is supposed to be a precipice towards, in between two different buildings, on the top, on the roof, the back of the base there. You have some, a copper hood that's been patinaed green, and you have a pipe running up the back of the wall here. It's nicely done. It really is it's a real nice statue. And overall, like I said, this one I enjoy the most just because I really like that head sculpt. Now this Spider-Man pose in particular is not based off of a comic book cover that Campbell did that I know of. It's just based off of an art rendering that he did. So again, real nice piece. Both arms come off. They're attached by magnets. They're real strong. And again, the seams, you can kind of see right up by the shoulder there, but they're hidden really well. They flow right into the statue. Okay, we'll move to Gwen. Okay, so the third statue released in this line, the Gwen Stacy comiquette, is again, it continues on with the line. It portrays Campbell's artwork very well, and as far as I know, this particular pose and statue of Gwen in the rain is not on like a comic book cover that came out before the statue. This is just based off of his artwork. This is a statue that only has a regular edition. There is no exclusive to this, and this had an edition size of 4,000. And this one here, so I had two umbrellas. This one I painted black for Spider-Man's symbiote suit. It was a red one, so I just painted it black and used that for her. You can see they did the wiring, or the way they sculpted the way the umbrella opens inside. They gave a little purple hues for shadowing and lighting effects. They did a nice job on it, and it's attached in a metal rod that sits on her shoulder and goes into the handle of the umbrella. Some people have had issues with this statue leaning. You know, I don't know. I've never had that issue. The statue is perfect. I don't know if it's, you know, the climate, if it's hot where they keep it, if that has something to do with weakening the polystone. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just bad batches of it, bad batches of the polystone resin that they use. Let me show you the regular umbrella it comes with, or the only umbrella it comes with. So this here, just put it down gently. So same umbrella. This is how it normally comes. It's just, you know, with Spider-Man's red suit on it. And what I did, just so I could display it, you know, separately, is I just sculpted a very, very simple, small handle so that fits onto the end of the umbrella, which it's not coming into focus, but it's really not that big deal. It's not like there's a whole lot of detail to it. Alright, moving on. Alright, I'm going to start with the base on this. They did a nice job with this clear, opaque resin, simulating the raindrops, and then they, you know, the decaled in the actual, like, splash of rain, and then they also, if it comes into focus at all, but they also kind of added, there you go, some texture. Where the raindrops have like puddled and stuff. And you can see there too is they did a shadow in white of Gwen's legs on the base too, which is kind of neat. Nice little touch to it. Gwen and the Black Cat are the only two that have a similar looking base with this black border around it. Kind of ties the two statues together a little bit. She fits in with a peg, you know, in her foot into the base. And did a real nice job with her. Great use of paints and sculpts again. Now her eyes are shut. And I haven't got you a picture of the face yet. But her eyes are shut, and she's smiling kind of playfully as she's walking in the rain. It's nice. It's a cute statue. It's nicely done. It captures the kind of the carefree teenage Gwen very well. I think I would have preferred the eyes to be open, but you know, I can see why they did it with the eyes closed, and it's still a real nice touch. It adds something different to it. And the coat's kind of flowing in the wind. Did a nice job with her fingernails and the paint. Again, typical Campbell stuff. Sexy looking girls, not overly hugely busty or anything like that, just slender, pretty females. Okay, moving on to the final release in this series is the Black Cat. Okay, the Black Cat comiquette. This is the only statue I know of out of the Campbell line that is directly based off of a comic book cover that Campbell did, and I will show you that one at the end of the video. But it's directly taken from the cover, and it looks real good. It looks real accurate to it. The cat is off of a different comic book cover, and they kind of combine the two, with the cat being the exclusive. So this is the exclusive statue. This had the exclusive is edition size of 1750, same as the exclusive Spider-Man. And the cat's the exclusive part. You can take the cat out. It's not a magnet or anything that holds the cat in. It actually sits, you know, the cat kind of sits kind of loosely, and it's got a little groove in its cheek, and you kind of just rest the cat's groove on his cheek right up against the leg. And that's it. Real simple, easy design, They did it real well. They matched the the cat's fur coat to the same color as Black Cat's hair, and they did a nice job. All right, let me just take the cat out. Like I said, there's no real magnet or anything, so it's kind of loose, little peg. And for the regular, put that down. For the regular statue, you get this plastic, and that's all it is, a clear plastic resin of some more diamonds that just go in the cat's place on the regular statue. Something I'm curious about, and I'm not sure if it's the case, but in the regular statue, I don't know if this piece comes separate like it does on the exclusive, or if it's permanently glued into place. So if anybody has a regular edition and would like to let me know, please leave it in the comments. That'd be great. Again, no magnet or anything. It kind of just sits loosely. It's obviously not going to go anywhere because it's got the little peg in there, but that's just how it sits. And she's got a pile of diamonds for the rest of her all around, the base. She sits in the base. She's permanently attached to it. There's no pegs or magnets to put her in. She's kind of squishing a little ball of yarn that she's playing with, the Spider-Man ball of yarn. And then they painted in a little string of the yarn onto the base. What I think they could have done here better is they could have done a better job of matching the string that they, stickered on to the base, because this pink is just a decal, it's not paint. They could have done a better job of matching that red to match it with the ball of yarn. So little critique there. But the diamonds look good. They're plastic, they're clear, but they actually kind of sparkle and shine a little bit in the light. So they did a nice job with that. Is the exclusive necessary on this statue? No, not really. The cat's a nice touch. It adds a little something to the statue, but it's not necessary. And they gave, I really like how Campbell draws Black Cat, just like his other girls, but he does a great job with her. I don't know if it's his favorite character or anything like that, but it always seems like he draws her exceptionally well. And they captured it well with the transition to the statue. Her face is my favorite out of the three females. I think they did a really nice job with that. The choke collar around her neck, it looks good. Now, the critique that people have on her is that the seam in the hair here, where the two pieces are glued together, I don't see it as a critique or an issue or anything. It's nice. There's no issue with it at all. It adds a layer to the hair. It gives the hair kind of a depth and a layer to it, like hair would normally be. Hair's not just one big solid piece on people. It's got lines in it, and that the way they glued the hair on and have it in two pieces, it gives it that layered effect, and it looks good. I don't see what people get so picky about. And they, like Campbell's art, you can see it's real angular, and they captured that well too, with the knee being flat and everything, but that's just how he draws. Everything is sharp corners and points and angles and stuff. It's definitely his form. It looks good. Alright, couple spins around here, and I'll just show you how I have them all set up. This video is going kind of long, getting in 20 minutes. Alright, and that is how I have the Campbell collection displayed in a detolf. The little Spider-Man corner going on, and it's right down the bottom of the stairs as I come into my basement. It's the first thing I see. I do enjoy these statues, and I very much so. I hope that they continue this line with other characters. I don't know if they plan on it or not, but it'd be very nice if they did. Alright, so you can see here in these two comic books that variant edition of Superior Spider-Man number 20. That's a 1 out of 50, and that's obviously the artwork that they based the statue on. They did great representation of it. And Amazing Spider-Man, this is not a variant edition, but Amazing Spider-Man number 601 is what they based the statue off of. It's, you can see it's not the exact same pose as Mary Jane. There she's sitting on a couch, on an ottoman, but overall it's very similar, and it has the same magazines on the couch that they put onto the ottoman there. So those two. And then I'll be doing a review of the Spider-Man vs. Venom diorama that came a long time ago, but little Campbell Spider-Man vs. Venom variant. It's 1 out of 50 variant. And then moving down to these two down here. I don't, I really can't decide or can't tell you if any statue out of those four are any better than the other one. I think they look best as a collection of all four together, but each one of them would make its own a fine standalone piece. And you'd be happy with any single one. If you want, the lowest DS, then it's either the Spider-Man exclusive or the Black Cat exclusive. Those both have the lowest DS, but they're all nice. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and you have a great night.